We are getting ever closer to the release date for FM25, and there is no time like the present to start planning ahead and selecting your save for the early access or full game release. If you are stuck for an idea or two, in today's video I'm going to show you 5 clubs that could all be classed as fallen giant teams who you can restore to their former glories. Also, don't forget to let me know who you are planning to manage in the comments section down below. Birmingham City will find themselves in League One for the 24-25 season following their relegation from the Championship. This will be the lowest tier of football that they have played in since 1995. Birmingham in the 2000s became a bit of a yo-yo team. They would dip in and out of the Premier League. Their biggest highlight though would come in 2011, as against the odds they would beat Arsenal to win the League Cup. In recent times, the club has had a tough time financially. Former owner Carson Young was arrested for money laundering. This would leave the club in limbo until in 2023 an American Consortium led by Tom Wagner and minority owner Tom Brady would invest in the club and begin to stabilise it. With investment now guaranteed in the way of land and planning permission for a new stadium, the club have been aggressive in the transfer market to try and climb the leagues. In preparation for the new season, they would sign Christoph Klärer, William Thor Williamson and Emil Hansen. Can you lead them back to the top flight and even further? Pro Vercelli were once renowned as one of the most successful clubs in Italy. Despite not winning the top flight since 1922, they are still sat joint 5th on the all-time winners leaderboard. The club have a proud distant history, but the short term has not been kind to them. They have often found themselves in financial difficulties, and this has led to them falling down the Italian footballing pyramid. At one point they fell as low as Serie D. In 2012 the club did manage to return to Serie B, but that would be short-lived, and they have now been stable in Serie C for the last 6 seasons. The club is now being managed by former Liverpool wingback Andrea De Sena, and is looking to climb back up the Italian footballing ladder. Some of the key players at the club include Roberto Iezzi, Ilario Iotti, and new arrival Davide De Marino. This could turn out to be a brilliant long-term save. Can you guide them back to the top flight and add to their collection of Serie A trophies? Since 2023, Sochaux have been playing their club football in the Championnat National. This came about as a result of being administratively relegated due to the club's poor finances when they were in Ligue 2. Despite not being a flashy name in French football anymore, the club have a past that includes them being champions of France twice. The last time though was in 1938. They also have 2 Coupe de France titles to their name, which was their most recent trophy win when they beat Marseille in 2007. In the modern history of the club, you will see that it is littered with poor ownership and off-field decisions. The club were proudly owned by motor company Peugeot until 2015, and that's where the decline and financial issues would start. Nenkin Group being the ones responsible for the administrative relegation. So with a lot of off-the-field issues, the club will need to sell before you can invest in the playing squad. Should you keep valuable assets like Gaetan Weisbeck, Amilcar Silva and Noah Fatah, or cash in and try and rebuild the club completely? FC Nürnberg are once again preparing for a season in the 2 Bundesliga. The club have been playing in the second tier since the 2019-20 campaign. This is a club with a big history. Despite playing in the second division, they actually sit second in the table for the most top-flight German league titles won, having been champions 9 times. The club's last league title was won in 1968, and their most recent trophy of note, that would come in 2007 when they would win the DFB Pokal. Having been in the second tier for 5 seasons, the club have struggled to put together anything like a charge to get back to the Bundesliga. The closest that the club would get to promotion would be an 8th place finish in 2022. The club play their football in the Max Morlock Stadion, which can hold 50,000 fans, and are being managed by former German international legend Miroslav Klose. The club have become reliant on giving youth players a chance in recent times, and some of the most valuable players at the club include Finn Jelch, Jens Kastrop, and they recently signed German under-19 international Rafael Lubach from Dortmund. In 2023, Santos were relegated to the second tier of Brazilian football for the first time in the club's proud 111-year history. By the release of FM25, Santos will already be underway in their Serie B campaign. Santos has a legendary status in Brazil, having been the former club of footballing legends Neymar and Pelé. It has won 8 league titles on top of 22 regional titles, and it even has 3 Copa Libertadores to its name. When the club was relegated, it turned the entire city upside down, as there was days of rioting and fans confronting the players. The club had been in a poor state for a while, with off-the-field financial issues related to transfers of players. So with the team in the second tier, can you step in and guide them back to the top? You should have one of the best squads in the league, including players like Sandri, João Paulo and Guilherme. There you have it then. Those are 5 fallen teams that I think could make brilliant early access or first game saves when FM25 is released. There could be some interesting paths back to the top of the football pyramid in charge of these teams. If you haven't already, don't forget to like this video and make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Football Manager 25 is getting ever closer, and you don't want to miss out on any of the content in the build up to the game's launch.